What is up, everybody? Jesse from Foreign Air. We're going to check out the Logic Pro session for our new song Illusion today, so let's check it out. An interesting thing about this song is that the verses come from a song that we wrote when I was living in New York, like a year prior. That sounds completely different, and maybe we'll put it out as well. This is what it sounded like. Slower, very different vibe.
I've got my heroes and my heroes are dead. I've got my willow and my willow's weeping. Yeah, man, we fell off the break of dawn.
I really like it too, but we wrote this chorus and felt like the verse fit really well with it. So I guess we'll work our way down. Here's the chorus.
It's all just smoke and mirrors. I don't want illusion.
Drums sound really big. Got similar tricks as to the video we recently put out about the apartment. You know, in order to get the drums to really hit hard, we're sending them through 3 different buses. One's the Devil Lock, and then the UAD 1176. Just smashing it, all buttons in. Won't go too much in detail about that, you can go look at the other video. But this third bus is the AMS reverb. Let me solo that for you. This is a reverb that was famous for getting you the gated snare of the 80s. But here it's just making all the drums sound like they're in one space. It's not too much. It's just enough. There it is mixed in. We're using a clap instead of a crash as well with a Valhalla. Any way we can steer clear of using a crash cymbal on the one of a chorus, we are into it. Then we have a reverse halfway through, reverse clap. It goes into the clap. Forever creating fake, not fake, but accidental markers up here. I don't know if anyone else is. Comment down below if that is also something that happens to you constantly. One thing about the drums, these are electronic samples of kick and snare, and something we do to kind of make it feel organic is we'll record a live hi-hat. And hi-hats don't take up a ton of space. I can't have a full drum kit in my studio here, and a hi-hat's not going to bother the neighbors, so and we have a little tambourine as well. It can just help to make the drums feel more lively. So a lot of times if you use a hi-hat sample, you're going to have to go in and really choose your samples carefully. And you don't want to use the same sample over and over because your ear can pick up that you're hearing the exact same sound every time. Then we have a reverse crash at the end. Just kind of sounds like the whole song is getting sucked up. Moving on down, we have the Omnichord. Any excuse to put this thing in a song, we will do it. Looks like we're running it through the replica delay by Native Instruments. Just such a fun toy. Then the next synth is Violin Flux. Looks like we are using Native Instruments String Ensemble. Then we're layering it with Massive X, some other pluck sounds, some sound more digital. One kind of sounds like a cello, and that's the one that comes in here for the transition after this chorus. And we have piano swells coming in halfway through that part. And when you do that, you just record a piano one chord, and you choose if you want it to be the chord you're going into or the last chord before the one, and then just throw it in reverse. I hardly hear it though the sound is so shrill. I think we chose the piano because it's going to have a different tonality than the Omnichord that comes right after it. So if you listen, if you do a reverse piano into a piano, it might not be as effective. It just depends on what the song needs. So moving on with the synths, one of my favorite sounds is from the Prophet synthesizer, and it is the lead sound at the end of the choruses. We ran it through the Kemper, which is an amp modeler, to give it some grit and have it pop out of the mix. And it's mono, so it really stays in the center, pops out, and the original sound is wider, just to kind of like add some spatial element. But you can hear this is the original sound. So when you add in the amped version, it gives it more volume, but also this nice smoothed out grit to it. I'll play it in context to the song for you. That's without it. And we got the bass. I hardly hear it though the sound is... So this bass sound, you can get the sound multiple ways. We use Serum. Basically what's happening is there is a low pass filter. It's cutting off all the highs. Then we use a LFO to open that filter. So we have it opening on the 8th notes. So if I hit play, you can sort of see this cursor-like thing flowing through here. I hardly hear it though the sound is so you have a lot of flexibility here. because you can click and draw in whatever shape you want. So basically, it's pulling the volume down. But really, it's telling this filter to slowly open up every eighth note. And you can do this if you have a physical synthesizer. You just grab the filter with your hand and do any kind of shaping you want. You can also do this with a sidechain compressor. You can create a fake kick drum, basically a kick drum that's not heard in the song, but you have it in your session, and you use that as the source input to trigger a compressor on a bass or whatever sound. And that way you could basically play the kick drum, and every time you play it, it can shape the sound of the bass. So it can basically pull the volume down.
I hardly hear it though it echoes out inside the house that you've built. Yeah, man.
And then in the chorus we have the Model D bass here. This is not the Moog Model D, it's the Behringer, which is very inexpensive. It sounds great. And we are using the Shaper Box by Cable Guys, which is doing a similar thing to what we were just talking about in Serum. You can click points and pull them down and kind of create a shape. And so the way we have it here, it's pulling down the volume in the beginning, and that gets it out of the way of the kick drum. So if you just listen to the bass with the drums, you can hear the kick drums hitting really hard, and then right after the kick drum hits, the bass swells up. And that's to ensure that the kick drum hits really hard and they're not competing with each other in the sub-frequencies. Alright, then we have these slide guitars. These are hilarious. When they're soloed, it sounds like a bar fight scene in like an 80s cop movie or something. Then we have some other rhythm guitar stuff in this chorus, kind of heavier, but they're just tucked in, so it's kind of like filling out frequencies, making the song feel big. But these guitars are not really loud, they're not grabbing your attention, they're just supporting. Then we have the acoustic guitar and some slide guitars. The acoustic we're running through an LA2A. Just kind of brings a little bit of the room sound out.
Send paper
And we're EQing.
on patrons.
Just adding a little bit of 91 hertz, cutting out a little bit of the low mids, and adding a little bit of high mids. And the slide guitar, we have the actual signal pan left, and then on the right side we have a print where I sent the guitar out to my pedal board, added some reverb and delay. Also sounds wider because the effects are panned differently than the actual guitar itself. You can hear me turning the knobs here, right there at the end. That's why it's fun to send things back out of Logic and through gear, external gear, because then your hands are free. You can turn knobs. Can't really turn knobs when you also are playing the guitar. So vocally, my favorite part is these big vocal stacks.
It's an illusion.
Important thing is, when you record something like that, or harmonies, or you start layering when you're writing a song, and you're like, oh, these sound great. You want to put it everywhere, every chorus. But you got to have some restraint, because you want new things to pop out as the song's developing to grab your attention. So we saved these for the last chorus to make that last chorus sound like it's getting to a new place.
To the break of dawn. It's an illusion. It's all just smoke and mirrors. A dumb illusion. It's an illusion.
Thanks for watching, guys. Go check out our new song, Illusion. The official music video is up on our YouTube page. We'll be releasing some behind-the-scenes footage soon, too. And leave some comments down below if you have any questions or recommendations for what you'd like to see next. We could go deeper in the sessions or create a sound from scratch, maybe. See you next time.